Atiku is a perpetual spoiler. He has run in many elections. What does he have to offer? 2027, he will be turning 80 years old, and he still wants to run. He's not prepared to step down. With all the calls I have made, others have made, but he's still saying, standing on the fence, but it's a strategy.
Declaring that he will not step down for anybody. Is there anything strange or new in that? The coalition that adopted the African Democratic Congress as its political party is Atiku's initiative. He is the sole financier. He is the only one who knows how the ADC became acquired to be the political party of the coalition. All of these facts we have been drumming, some of us have been drumming into the ears of Peter Obi. Does he expect Atiku Abubakar to be a chicken that lays eggs for other people or other beings to eat?
What is Atiku looking for? What is he running for? Atiku, what are you running for? What is pursuing you in your house? You see, I don't know. This is a question that a lot of people have been asking. What is Atiku's business with presidency? What is Atiku looking for in Aso Rock? Is Atiku not qualified? Atiku is too old. Atiku can do well. Atiku is the one to rescue Nigeria. Atiku is not old enough. He can be. Joe Biden in America was 80 something. He's 80 something before he left office. Donald Trump is 70 something. Before he finishes his tenure, he would have been 80 or something. A lot of issues like that. But people are not asking the real question sometimes. But I want you to take your time, listen to this video, and tell me your honest opinion. What do you think? Do you really think Atiku deserves to be the president of this country? Do you think he's destined to be a president of Nigeria after contesting for 6 years? For 6 times. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now he's looking forward to contesting, making it 7 times again, yet he's still going to fail. So what do you think? What is that thing that Atiku has not been able to do? He has not done well, that he has not been able to win the election. What is that thing that you think if he do that thing this time that he's going to win? An election in 2027, very critical. What do you really think Atiku have what it takes to win the election? Do you think Nigerians truly ready to vote for Atiku? Yes or no? What do you think? Watch this video, come back and talk about it, but leave your honest opinion. What do you think? Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Run out for me now. Subscribe.
Oh my God. But I've also been joining opposition political parties, not to abandon Peter Obi, but to rally around him so that Nigeria will not lose out in 2027 as in 2015, 2019, and 2023. So, all this while, what has Peter Obi been thinking? Well, of course, he has not resigned from his Labour Party. He has kept meeting with the chieftains of the coalition. I never saw him as a chieftain of the coalition. I have known all along that the coalition belongs to Atiku Abubakar. And I've been trying to understand what Peter Obi has been thinking about. And even imagining the possibility that Atiku Abubakar might have told him secretly not to worry, that he would step down for him. But on occasions, Atiku has been leaving nobody in doubt that he did not initiate the coalition for anybody but for himself. He consulted with people, he invited people like Nasir El-Rufai, Rauf Aregbesola, Dele Momodu, Kenneth Okonkwo, and others. David Mark, these people that you can call Rotimi Amechi, they are all in the ADC because of Atiku Abubakar. I don't know, and these are, the decision makers in the ADC who I can imagine are consulting with Atiku Abubakar. Is the one paying the piper and dictating the tune. While, as far as I can see, Peter Obi has just been follow. Somebody made a video trending that the level to which Peter Obi attaches himself to Atiku Abubakar can never make Peter Obi to achieve his goal. And as I said, this coalition is his initiative. He is like the sole financier of it. At minimum, principal financier. And he likes it that way so that he can control it. So if Peter Obi cannot read behind the lines and he prefers to be following Atiku Abubakar, what type of leader is he going to be? What type of leader? Of recent, he has even started saying that where a person comes from does not matter. Rubbishing the idea of rotational presidency, north, south, and zona. The very reason he was supported by our papa, Ayo Adebanjo of blessed memory, and the rest of us following the old man. We are talking of political order, equity, justice. And you are saying rotational presidency does not matter. So you are going the way of Omoyele Sowore. But history is there. Chief Gani Fawemi, if a human rights activist can automatically garner followership, there was no reason Gani Fawemi would not have become Nigeria's president. He sacrificed himself. That's amen. You would think he was always looking for trouble. And he was not all, but he could not stomach the level of injustices and the impoverization of Nigerians in a land flowing with milk and honey, in a land blessed with abundant human and material resources. But the issue is that there should be a modicum of justice. Where there's no political order, you have disorder. They are now saying it's a competence, and now where you come from. So that if what is competence? You have not even defined what you mean by competence. What are the qualities of a competent person that we have to look for? Where do you see a saint other than the person is disposed to making Nigeria great and is ready to listen and abide by the yearnings of the people? That's all that we need. Somebody who says that rotational presidency doesn't matter easily means that he or she has no sense of political order, equity, justice, ingredients of a peaceful and progressive and prosperous society. That's what it means. And I said to myself, this man denying that where a person comes from is not important, but that the person is competent. I concluded that he was drawing support for Atiku Abubakar, who said he's competent, he wants to develop Nigeria, so therefore it doesn't matter that Muhammadu Buhari has just finished 8 years. So anyway, Nigerians, we keep our hands crossed to see that somebody who is ready will be raised by the opposition, and they must be conscious of north, south, and zona rotation. Not for anything, but to start on the note of justice, equity, and political order. Because what is happening is that somebody like Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, Tinubu is violating zona rotation, Atiku Abubakar is violating north, south rotation, and they are both justified by Peter Obi, saying that where a person comes from is not the issue, but issue of competence. Oh, God. He means it in that. That's the truth. Maybe you can take that your ideology to America. I don't know. But in Nigeria, America is more or less no man's land. I tell you, the Europeans who are now controlling the place, who are not the original owners of the place. They come from different parts of the world and they have mixed. And so you can say it doesn't matter where. But even then, if an Italian is seeking for election, you look at his back, you will see that many Italians will identify with him. Even today in America, it may not be as pronounced as in Nigeria. But so you may as well say your religion does not matter. But we are saying, let there be balance, let there be sense of justice, let there be sense of equity. Look at what Peter Obi is saying. Meanwhile, people have always accused him of being a sentimental Catholic, also playing an hypocrite, going to pray fast with a Muslim with whom he did not fast. Things like that. Don't recommend you. You are spoiling your case. That person who in the trending video that says, what? We set everything for Peter Obi, he spoiled it. I will not believe him. Because I believe he comes from the right place, and I've always said it's not worse than anybody we have known, and that all it needs is that Nigerians should tell him what they want, and if he doesn't do what they want, they can even impeach him. Yes, we should get to that level. So look at it now. Since 2009 to 2025, waging war against a Muslim community, imposing a jihadist war on the nation, and now all subsidies are gone. The same people retrogressing Nigeria since 2015 to date, now saying that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and the only person who can see it is himself and his cronies. those who are feeding fat under his presidency, the legislators, the governors, and his political appointees, who we want to continue enjoying with him, while the overwhelming majority of Nigerians are suffering. So when you say, okay, if Jonathan respected North-South rotation, he would not have created the crisis that compounded the Boko Haram crisis in 2011. You've forgotten all of that. It doesn't matter. It's a competence. It's not where you come from. So is there any ethnic group that doesn't have competent people, or that we must look for it, or create? We can create competent people if they are not competent. We can make them to be competent. We can help them to be competent. We can guide them to be competent. So now Atiku Abubakar is not a chicken to lay egg for you to eat. So we are next. But opposition political parties, we must still appeal to you. Certainly we need somebody, and possibly from the southeast. People take where there's no order. What you have is chaos. It's as simple as that. Chaos is the opposite of order. And that is why Tinubu is president today, because there's no political order. So is he competent? Where is the competence? All subsidies are gone. Are asking indigent students to come for loan rather than fund the education, when they have turned everybody into indigent households, including workers' households. So, which competence? Who is competent? You make people to be competent. Yes, tell them what you want. If they don't do what you want as a people, you throw them out. So, but I don't know. We keep our fingers crossed. Why I continue to appeal to politicians and political parties to please put their heads together, give us a coalition that will give us a good, reliable person to queue behind. If what is now? I can't remember it. I'm not from the southwest, or Mama Ngozi Okoje, we are from the south. What are you looking for? There's also Atiku Abubakar, if he's not too old. These are some of the people we can follow with confidence that they are not going to politicize Islam and Christianity. They are not going to remove subsidies from basic necessities of life to fund pilgrimage balls and subsidize pilgrimage. They are not going to tolerate any jihadist war on Nigeria, on a community that was peaceful until attacked by government, or allowing grazing of cattle in agrarian fields. So all of this. Anyway, we keep our fingers crossed. There was a man that I encountered. His nickname was Tamojutwe. That means who knows the solution? Tamojutwe. Who knows the solution? Who knows how to resolve it? God knows how to resolve it. Meanwhile, opposition political parties, common Nigerians are looking up to you. Don't make this retrogressive or progressive Congress to continue in 2027. It will be unforgivable by God himself. And you opposition political parties are the ones positioned to lead. It's your vocation. See it like that. Don't see it as these people corrupt governors and legislators drumming support for Tinubu because of what they are getting. And they don't know that life is graphic. It's up and down. So tomorrow will not be like today.
The 65th independence celebration broadcast, or let me say his what he had to speak as a president to the nation. I mean, trying to gaslight Nigerians, making us feel like we don't have brains, as if people don't have brains, telling them that there is a trend, things are changing. I don't know, only if he's governing corpses in a morgue, you can speak like that. But that's how insensitive Tinubu is. When somebody is a thief, you got something through stealing, he grabbed and is running with it. You never can expect a thief to effectively manage stolen property. He's going to abuse it, he's going to misuse it, he's going to vandalize it, because he knows he can go out tomorrow again and rob another place, rob another house. See this talented Arise TV presenter that ended her life tragically. How did it happen? Because of armed robbery. So she thought that by jumping through the window, at least that will save her. Maybe she will maybe just get wounded and still be alive. But today, we're only talking history. She's gone. A nation where people that are educated, people that have talent, that have abilities and are willing to work, they are hardworking, and yet we can't see anything happening. And then the so-called police, the so-called DSS, the so-called EFCC, they don't know how to go after these rogues, these thieves that have stolen billions and trillions, but they will go after so struggling graduates that may be doing something online, and they call them Yahoo boys. So, but let me not get distracted. I came to talk about the things you are seeing on the thumbnail, the title of the discussion. So I want to start with the coalition. I suspected this coalition when it actually started. Leave me a view, leave me your view, leave me your view as we talk on. And please share it with as many. We need to dive into this different aspect that you saw on the title. We need to discuss what's going on, what's the way forward, what do you foresee come 2027? Should things continue like this? Should there be a second term of Tinubu? Just 2 years and a few months. Nigeria is already almost destroyed and messed up. So what do we expect? Then imagine another 2027 coming, and then Tinubu is the winner. Just imagine it. Just think. Even if you are a supporter, tell yourself the honest truth. Anyway, let's talk about the coalition. When it all started, the ADC, there was fire. Everybody saying, yeah, they will unseat Tinubu come 2027. But what people didn't know is that the coalition of APC to remove President Jonathan in 2015 is different from this current coalition. This current coalition is done by most of the people that are there are people that are disgruntled, that were part of the corrupt system of the past. And they've just ganged up together to unseat another person that is they perceive is the current corrupt person that is now advantage. So they want to come in. So now I know you may have your views, and leave me a comment in the comment section. Now the coalition, I felt that there's something suspicious about this, because anytime you see Atiku jump into a train, jump into a flight, jump into anything, whether it's coalition, whatever you call it, there's always a hidden motive. There's always a hidden agenda. He will never fight for Nigeria. He will always fight for himself. That's why anytime an election finishes, he will go to court, briefly, then disappear to Dubai and enjoy himself and only return during another election cycle. So that's what has been happening with Atiku. So now the suspicion of many, including myself, was that will Atiku really be doing this for Nigeria and not for himself? Somebody that has run or has stood in as an aspirant for about 5 times. If he does it now, it will be the 6th time that he's doing it. People have been calling upon him. Close people, close allies have been advising him. People from PDP, people from different, even some that don't belong to any party. I have personally advised him in my broadcast. I've advised Atiku to step aside. That the most prestigious thing for him to do for his legacy is to be a respected statesman and help the upcoming generation. I even wrote a song to talk to him. In fact, I did another broadcast where I said, this is my final advice to Atiku. Very, very close people to Atiku have advised him, and he's not listening. Atiku is a desperate politician. The difference between him and Tinubu is that Tinubu was strategic, desperate. He knew what he wanted, but he kept sponsoring people ahead of time. That is why when the 2023 election was coming, they run up to the 2023 election, and when Buhari wanted to give his tribesmen and change the agreement, Tinubu in Abeokuta got so angry. That's where the whole term or the slogan, Emi Lokon, Yoruba Lokon. So he was actually saying, I made you. I have been the one spending my money and giving you the power because you promised that you will also give it to me. Now it's my turn and you are refusing to give me. And he was going to spill the beans. So quickly, what happened to Buhari of blessed memory? He had to, surrender. And that's how Tinubu became president. So he was strategic. But in this case now, Atiku doesn't have strategy. All he believes in doing is buying people, delegates to the primaries. And that's why during the run-up to 2023 election, in PDP, he did the same thing. That's why Peter Obi had to leave and then join Labour Party. The person that was the aspirant there stepped down for him. And Peter Obi will never bribe his way. You know his antecedents, you know his track record, you know who he is, and people that are very close to him know him. He's a very, very shrewd politician, shrewd business person, even to his own family. Imagine that kind of person governing Nigeria. Nigeria would turn within a year. Okay, let's leave Obi. We're not talking about Obi now, we're talking about the coalition. So we know that Atiku, we're talking about the ADC coalition, it was set up strategically for Atiku. Atiku never spends money where he's not going to get something. That's how his mind about business. So he sees politics as business, an extension of his business empire. That's why he's still positioned. That's why he's still pushing and pushing. Doesn't matter how many times he loses, he somehow believes inside his subconscious mind that one day I'm going to be Nigeria's president. And then he's remembering in other nations how many other politicians ran several times and didn't get it. And then that Kairos moment, that wow moment came and they became president. So that's the deception that Atiku is running under. That's why he's all around. You see him shaking hands and he's like the Baba of ADC. And he wants to use many of the corrupt people that are there. So strategically, that's why he left PDP, resigned from PDP, and now he's on the fence. And his spokesperson came to defend him. And I was watching the interview, and he was defending that no, he never said he's not standing and he's not taking the membership of ADC because they want to lay the foundation. How do you lay the foundation of something you are not a part of? You are not even a member of let me say you want to build a nation, but you're not even a citizen of that nation. You want to build a company, but you don't have a stake in the company, or you are not a shareholder in the company, but you want to strategically build its foundation. If you are not a member of ADC, what strategy, what foundation are you trying to build? So let's smell the coffee. Behind every smoke there is a fire. Atiku is busy positioning himself for the ticket. That's why he says whoever comes out or emerges as the winner in the primaries in ADC, he will support. Have you ever seen anybody run with Atiku and lose? I mean, and Atiku loses? No, he pays his way. And that's why Peter doesn't want to go through that. If it was fair, transparent, and credible primaries, then it's obvious Peter will go in, or any other person. But why waste your time going through a primary with Atiku, who knows how to pay delegates? And the delegates will receive money and vote for him again. Then he will be the spoiler that he has always been. Get the ticket, but go nowhere with the ticket. You will not get, I will not get. So it's like the fight and the battle of the crowds. You are not going up, I'm not going up. Let's drag each other down like he did by splitting the votes in 2023. Even though Peter Obi was obviously the winner. But it would have been very difficult for the rigging to work. Even if they had switched off the IRF machine, it would have been too difficult and too obvious had Atiku not been in that race. With the votes they allocated to him, imagine those coming to Peter Obi. It would have been game over. But now, so we know that that is his strategy. Now let's go and talk about Jonathan. The whole idea of suggesting let Jonathan come in, the people that are calling on Jonathan to come in are basically greedy, selfish people. They are all about themselves. I think there are two groups of people, or even more. Among the people that are advocating and calling for him to come is that they want to destroy his legacy, spoil his name. They're not happy with what happened to him in 2015, so they want to take it further by making sure that nobody is talking about Jonathan anymore, because they want to lift him up, give him the impression that you are far better than Tinubu. Tinubu is the worst thing that ever happened. We removed you, but we still see that you are even 10 times or more better than Tinubu. So why don't you come? We will give you power. And some of the people calling him to come are from the north. But I'm telling you, I am from the north, from Kaduna State. I know our people. They are setting him up for a big crash, for a big disgrace. And they actually want to drain his legacy down to the drain. And I had done also a broadcast, including a song, calling on President Jonathan to just be the statesman, respected statesman that he is internationally. And so don't fall into the trap and the temptation of standing in. If you dare stand in fact, you will be disgraced. Yes, they may, and I hear what Jerry Ghana is saying, calling on him to come and join the PDP, when we know the PDP has already been, dead long ago. It's just waiting for the burial. What is his name? Wike has completely destroyed it, and he's still that party. He's not leaving because he's still there strategically to destroy, sabotage, and finally kill it from within. So how will you stand up against such a person? And the PDP is completely fragmented right now. So it will not work. It's not going to work. Forget it. It's basically a waste of time for anybody to think about PDP producing the presidency. They don't even have much time to get their act together, talk less of getting a candidate and then supporting the candidate. It's not going to work. So my advice to you, Honorable former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, please, you are being respected now. Stand behind other people, especially somebody that you know in your guts, your inner knower, that there's somebody that has what it takes to move Nigeria forward. That's the one you should throw your weight behind and give all the necessary support. So please, resist the temptation of anybody telling you to stand for presidency, because you will never again become Nigeria's president. Thank God, as your name is Goodluck. God's luck, God's favor was upon you, and you stepped in after Yar'Adua of blessed memory died, served his remaining term, got another term. You were able to rule for close to 6 years. Just go peacefully, go and celebrate your legacy. Don't fall into the trap. They are setting you up, and you will have a crash of your lifetime that you will live to regret. And they say a word is enough for the wise. What's the next person? Now, should I talk about Tinubu? Yes, let me talk about him. Tinubu, we already know, is a sorry case. We know how he came in. We know how he governed Lagos. So, in fact, I don't need to talk about Tinubu, because you can see yourself, you know what you're going through. Just from his New Year speech or message to the nation, that should tell you that he's either in denial, he's either in coma, or he's lost his mind, or he's just living in his own world. To bring that kind of speech on New Year's Day. Now, I'm not saying he should have come and said, oh, Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is doomed, but at least acknowledge where they have missed it. And then, you know, in a nation where things work, where things are efficient, in fact, we've heard of presidents or prime ministers that just decided, you know what, I thought I would do it. I didn't know the problem or the situation was as bad as this. I'm resigning. But you see somebody like Tinubu resigning, they're already talking about 2027. It's a sorry case. Tinubu is a disaster. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. No, should you be surprised? What if somebody who stole an election, who bribed his way, who paid his way, and came in? Do you think he will care about you? And see how they're reckless about spending, while people are suffering and dying of hunger. He hasn't dealt with the issue of security. It has become worse. The economy has become worse. How much was the exchange rate before he came in and after he came in? He immediately came and removed the oil subsidy. Of what benefit has that been to Nigeria? I am not going to waste my valuable time of this broadcast talking about a failed leader, a failed regime of Tinubu. Anybody that's thinking about bringing Tinubu back to be president in 2027 is Nigeria's worst nightmare, is Nigeria's worst enemy. Even if you are gaining from his regime, even if you are gaining from the evil that is being perpetrated through his regime, please, I want to just say to you, if you are advocating and calling upon a second term of Tinubu, you are Nigeria's worst enemy. I can tell you that. You can't tell me you have a heart. You can't tell me. It's not about winning an election. It's about does this person care about the suffering of the masses? Go and see how entire villages are completely wiped off and people are being kidnapped up till now. Then the primary responsibility and assignment of any leader, especially a president, the oath of office that they take, is that their primary assignment is to protect life and property. But what are they doing? Destroying lives, and they want to do some more. And somebody is telling me, let's give him a chance so that you can continue in 2027. You wicked person. You hate Nigeria, and you're talking about Tinubu. Before I finish this broadcast, just hang on with me. I know it's slightly long, but there are issues we need to address. The suffering is longer than my broadcast. So patience is important. Please share it with as many people as you can. I want to get your views on what I'm talking about. Some people say Dr. Haruna just comes and rattles and rattles. Listen, I'm a northerner. I should be talking for the north, but I'm talking for Nigeria. What have our northern brothers done? All this north, thing. You know, let's just talk about the north. Let's talk about our region. The foolishness of this region mentality, this religious different mentality is what has grounded Nigeria. Evil people standing against the will of the people. So forget the Tinubu matter. I will later tell you the poll that I took, and I got people from the north, south, east, and west. And I did a poll concerning who will be who people would prefer to be president come 2027. I'll give you that poll, the result of that poll. It just one day, didn't go beyond the day, but I'll tell you what the result is. Just hang on with me. But let's continue. So now, next person to talk about, we've talked about Tinubu. Forget it. It's a no-go area. Don't even try it. I will tell you what his percentage is when I took the poll. Okay, let's talk about who else have we not spoken about? Okay, let's talk about Atiku. I know I've touched on him when I talked about the coalition, but you know Atiku is a perpetual spoiler. He has run in many elections. What does he have to offer? 2027 he will be turning 80 years old, and he still wants to run. He's not prepared to step down with all the calls I have made, others have made, but he's still saying, you know, standing on the fence. But it's a strategy, and let's just forget it. I will also tell you what his score is on the polls, because many Nigerians don't know, and they just allow some people to come on and be hosted by TV hosts, and they start to talk about Atiku, they talk about Tinubu, and they talk about Jonathan, and they rattle on TV. But on ground, I'm talking about even if the election were to be conducted today and it was to be free, fair, and credible, I am telling you, you will be surprised how far behind somebody like Atiku would be. It's, you know, this thing about tribalism, when tribalism comes in, when this religious sentiment comes in, but people are now realizing that tribalism is not paying. Tribalism is not giving them food. Which religion you are, whether you're Muslim or Christian, whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, it doesn't give you food. Everybody is feeling the pinch of the economic situation in Nigeria. Everybody is suffering under insurgency. People are all afraid. They don't know where they are safe, whether at home or on the street. or on the roads, bandits have taken over everywhere. So everybody's feeling the pinch. So from now on, people don't care what religion you come from. They don't even care what part of the nation you come from. They don't care your tribe. And this thing about ostracizing, marginalizing, excommunicating the Southeast and the Igbos from the presidency of the nation, it could be the judgment that Nigeria is suffering. Because we said we have forgiven them. There is peace. Let's be in one nation. After the civil war, but till now we say we can't trust somebody from the Southeast. Hey, I am almost tempted to say it could be the judgment that is being unleashed on Nigeria because of what we have done to the Igbos. I can tell you, and let me put your view in the comment section. I am a northerner. My name is Haruna Bakogoro. So don't tell me that, you know, we have not done something that's evil against the Southeast. And sometimes people from the Southeast that are greedy and selfish are the ones that are being used by northerners. And sometimes by people from the Southwest. And they stand against their own people. I know how people like Okowa and the rest stood up against Peter Obi in the run-up to the 2023 election. Anyway, let me not get distracted. Now, I've talked about Jonathan. Talked about Tinubu. I've spoken about Atiku. Now, let me talk about Sowore. Somebody may say, why Sowore? Because we are seeing him everywhere. They are arresting him. He is behind bars. He is the one standing to challenge the government every time. So we can't leave him. It doesn't matter how many votes he gets. But he's very loud and he's addressing national issues. I also put him as part of the polls, and I'll tell you what his percentage was. And as I said, I took a poll on my Facebook channel and Facebook page, and I made sure it's the people from all, and I have people that have, you know, that are following me from all over. So don't think it's just a Southeast thing. I am a northerner, so many of my northern brothers are following me. So I've got from the north, south, east, and west. So I'll tell you that will be the last part I'll be dealing with. But I want to say thank you for staying on.
For me, I have already known this, that Atiku is a spoiler. Atiku is a spoiler, is a time waster, opportunity waster. He just want to waste this opportunity for somebody else to be the president. It's like, if I cannot be the president, you too, you will not be. That's it. As I see it, like me, Atiku, I contested for 6 good times. I have not been able to. They have not given the presidency. Me, I have not gotten it right. You just want to contest once you win the election, or contest twice you win the election. No, I'm not giving you the opportunity. Do you understand? So if I cannot be, you too, you will not be. After wasting a lot of money just to make those things. So this is just it, because Atiku now is pained. He's pained that he wasted 6 good times, wasting money and everything. That's the reason. Because if you look at, if Atiku self is ready or is serious, all those times that he has been contesting, he wouldn't have been contesting, wasting his money, his time. He would have been planning, strategizing, and doing all those things. Do you understand? When it was not the turn of the northerners to contest, he contested, he lost. When it was the turn of the northerners, he contested, he lost. Now again, it is not the turn of the northerners. He still want to contest. By zoning, by whichever means you want to put it, Atiku, the presidency, the northerners, I won't say they does not. Atiku, the northerner, some of them should know by now that it is not their turn. They know, some of them know. They knew this. I don't know why Atiku and some persons want to make it like he must be, the president must return back. I don't know. If we are to be fair with one another, they know. So I made a lot of videos many times suggesting, okay, if this zoning is not working, let's do it other way around. By zoning, some people do not want to agree with the zoning, that it is this turn, this turn, this turn. Some people don't want it. By contesting based on competence, capacity, and the wishes of, like that too, it doesn't work. So which way to go? Which way to go? If it is by zoning, like I said before, we all know that, okay, it is the turn of the northerners to contest. Every candidate has to bring, every political party, they has to zone their, okay, now I'll repeat, this is my suggestion. Because since the zoning, this is not working, by election is not working, let the party or Nigerian select that is not working. So by constitutionally, or maybe if that's what they're talking about, amendment, constitution, or a brand new constitution. All these things are very important to save lives, save energy, save money in terms of conducting election in Nigeria. Now, if we want to do it by zoning, because it's been causing a lot of problems. Election period, you see a lot of dramas playing out. Do you understand? Now, let's do it like this. Now, let's say this 2027 election is the critical one now. That would they go to the south? Could they remain in the south, or should they go to the southeast, or would they go back to the north? It's critical now, right? They don't know where to go, and who is there now is not ready to give up. He's not ready to hand over power to somebody else. Now, the thing here is suggestion. Okay, whoever wins this election 2027, Peter Obi, thank God Peter Obi said he's going to do one term. Fine. Atiku should go home and relax and rest. Because I don't see what you are looking for. You are just looking for a way to recover the money you have been wasting. For good systems, you know what it means? To recover. There's no difference between Atiku and Tinubu. They are 5 and 6. So leave that. We're not going to that. Just want to make this suggestion. Okay, if the power remains in the South now, God forbid Tinubu wins this election. For example, if Tinubu complete 8 years, fine. We know the South completed their 8 years. Fine. Now, the power will go back to the east, southeast, isn't it? The east we have to do their 8 years. Or the power go back to the north. Now, Peter Obi is even better now. Peter Obi said he's going to do only one term. This is by constitution. 8 years is not constitutionally. It is by your performances that determines if you are going to get a second term. Whatever anytime anybody is saying, talking, let it be the turn of this, let it be the turn of these people, that's based on 4 years. So after 4 years, or even let's leave it 4 years, so that the power can quickly rotate, go around. And it will not be a problem again. Because this election period is always causing a lot of problem, drama. If power goes back to the east now, the east complete 4 years. Thank God Peter Obi says he's only interested, he's going to do 4 years. After that 4 years, let the power go back to the north. Then the power go back to the north. That 2031 now, everybody, the whole of Nigeria now know that this election is going back to the north. No south, no other region should contest with them. Now, what are they going to do? Here is the thing. All the political party that will be producing, that is interested to produce a presidential candidate, they have to zone that ticket to the north. Look for somebody in the north. All the presidential candidates at that election period, they all have to be from the north, because we already know that the election is from the ticket is the turn of the north. It's the turn of the northerners. So all the parties bring. So we Nigerians are now looking forward to somebody whom they choosing from this party from the north. Not somebody is thinking, could it be, can I vote for somebody in the north, or can I vote for somebody in the south? Or then at that time, tribalism comes in, religions comes in, a lot of things. So if this is mandatory, that time there will be no religion will not play a major role again. My brother, the turn of this religion will not play a major role again. So I think that's the best way to do it. So after 2031, Atiku or whoever has done his 4 years, that power will go back to the south. Somebody from the south. So all the south has to produce presidential candidate. Whichever part, all the parties that are interested in producing a presidential candidate, it has to be from the south. It does not concern the northerners now. It does not concern the Yorubas now. It does not concern the Igbos now. Like that. At that time, we have agreement. We know what we are doing. No, every election cycle, people are confused. Where should our party zone it to get to where?